INTZ were potentially granted a gift right there to get right back into this match, and they've just squandered it. 60% 2 stars, so unfortunate. Let's take a really quick look at the replay and just see where it all went wrong for Air Carbon.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that queen going down, he was relying on that queen to stay alive, to help take out the town hall, to scatter the enemy queen, and grab all of that value as he moved around the bottom side of that base. Unfortunate, because he didn't have that many balloons. He was relying on that queen to stay alive the whole time.
Yeah, super unfortunate to see an early stage hit like that fall apart. Got to go take some notes from Bernal, I guess. He's the guy who is best known for his queen charging, but let's go ahead and move on into the next attack. It's going to be from Ast. Ast from Alternate Attacks has got a really strong hit rate as well. He got 2 triples in the first couple of wars for Alternate Attacks. And is moving in now with another hybrid army, one of the highest hit rate squads in the game ever since the recent update. Going to use his CC Yetis to kind of smash through this top left side, taking down a single target Inferno. But an Inferno Dragon still remains, could cause some problems for Ast as it's going to path onto the Archer Queen later. Got to keep him away from heating up or else he can deal a massive amount of damage. And here it goes now. Healers are going to be moving in to support as well. Looks like Shootable will pop it down.
Yeah, that Inferno Dragon will go down to the poison, and look at this Inferno Tower. This single target Inferno all by itself in the core of this base. A very awkward position here. Let's see how he's going to try to get this queen to path through it. The healers are underage. There's the next super wall break to help try to force this queen towards his Eagle Artillery. Looking pretty solid so far. And where's this queen going to go? No more wall breakers. She should be able to grab the Eagle. There comes the Hive. We're going to charge its way through. And this queen potentially can start to be on the wall to grab that single target Inferno as long as she stays out of range here, Woody.
Hog Riders are moving in and starting to hammer away at the right side corner here. Single target Infernos are no problem for them at all. Ast is going to keep them drilling through this base with the Grand Warden and Royal Champion to back up their hits. These defenses are getting annihilated. Nar mode through the bottom corner now. A big giant bomb's going to go off, but the Eternal Tome will protect them. Starting to hammer away at the Town Hall. Can they keep the Eternal Tome up in time? Yes, they will be protected from the big bomb that goes off there, and that should be the clear path with a 3-star for Ast.
Oh, beautiful job. Was able to pop that Warden ability perfectly timed and was able to save everything through all those shots. And look at this. Royal Champion ability still alive. Look at all these miners still moving their way through. Queen's got her ability. She's going to walk all the way up and around, and the miners are going to come through. Granted, the Hogs did die off here, and the miners don't have too much health. But with this Queen ability, she's going to be able to do massive amount of work. RC pops her ability, takes down some of the Teslas with 50 seconds left. He's going to have the time to push his way through. The King has just a little bit of health. Very nice job right here. Going to put another 3-star on the board for Alternate Attacks.
I remember taking a look at the stats last year, and one of the biggest signals that an attack is going to turn out to be a 3-star is a queen surviving until the very end. She is looking very healthy, not even having to pop her ability until the last few seconds here for cleanup. Ast is very good with this attack and was well rewarded with a 3-star. Alternate Attack swooping ahead now and nearly out of range for an INTZ squad, considered to be possibly the favorites in this matchup, but now falling short with 3 attacks under their belt. They're going to have to put back-to-back 6-pack up here if they want to get back in the race.
Yes, absolutely. INTZ needs to bring the 3-stars to compete here now with Alternate Attacks and hope that their defense, their final defense, is going to hope, because we haven't even seen a 1-star in this whole competition here so far in the qualifiers. And I don't want to see it, but there's always the possibility. And we're going to see the next attack now coming in from Celino of INTZ. And he's going to come in with this Queen to charge Hogs. Decides to bring 1 Headhunter as well with 2 Super Wall Breakers. And look at that Clan Castle all the way in the core. And there's no value around it, which means going to have to deal with it somehow. Here comes the blimp over towards 3 o'clock. Needs to help take this section down. Potentially going to try to charge this Queen into the Town Hall. There it is. Drops the Rage. Look, gets to this air defense. Pulls that CC out. And going to be able to take the Scatter out as well. Going to be some nice value with this blimp so far.
Yeah, they're targeting onto the scatter and just gets them to go down thanks to those Yeti Mites bouncing onto a Tesla as well. Here comes the Queen charge in the bottom right corner. She's going to be able to pull away those CC troops and finish them off without any defensive firepower directly onto her, except for this one little mortar, which isn't going to cause her much problems. Selino for INTZ needs to get that triple. We've said it time and again for this INTZ squad, but really there is no wiggle room at all. They need back-to-back triples here just to get 13 stars and hope that alternate attacks whiffs on their final hit, because it seems like they are far and ahead the favorite on that percentage destruction race and would almost certainly win a tiebreaker on that. So Selino, with barely a hope and a prayer, is going to be moving in with this Archer Queen. Getting fired on by the single target, though, forces out the freeze spell, but that should still be enough for her to be able to finish off the Town Hall. Moving in with the Barbarian King as well to kind of chop through the enemy king. It looks like Selino's first stage has gone according to plan. His 27 Hog Riders don't have any miners to back them up, though. What is going through the mind of a pro player like Selino when he chooses to go for all Hogs rather than going for the hybrid carbon?
Yeah, it looks like Hogs is a great choice when there are a lot of storages when you're moving around with the hybrid, right? So it looks like on the top side, there's some elixir storages there. There's obviously the CC in the core, but the Queen's able to grab that. Sometimes it's the preference of the player. The Hogs can move in, and they go from defense to defense, pops this Grand Warden ability, and they are stronger as long as you can keep the momentum with the Hogs pushing their way around, because the ground scallies can slow up the miners, and typically you end up losing the push with the Grand Warden staying back with the miners because they're a little bit slower than the Hogs since they go out in front for the defenses. But this is looking crushed with another heal still to use. Look at how many Hogs are still alive, and he still has the Queen ability intact. The Wizards are going to be using it on the outside for cleanup here. There's just like, I didn't even lose any of these Hog Riders here, Woody.
I didn't notice any of them going down. Selino with just a beautiful hit, a textbook Hog Rider play, has just wiped out this base, has got plenty of time left, and the overall damage ticking up to 100% now. The 3-star guarantee for Selino now for INTZ. The squad is still in it and praying with their fingers crossed that they can get over the hump. An alternate attack squad still beating them by 1 star before we go into the last 2 rounds.
Selino bringing in that second triple for INTZ in this semi-final. But is it going to be enough? But I'm not really sure, because up next for alternate attacks, we do have the captain. It's Boom. But first, let's take a really quick look at this replay, Carbon.
Yeah, it was a beautiful Grand Warden Eternal Tome to protect all those Hogs as they moved into the core of that base.